Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the world of Dragon Age Inquisition. We finished the main story. My main playthrough is done. If you haven't seen it, feel free to swing on over to that, and I hope you enjoy that, as we go through the adventure of Papaneeks, the Dwarven Inquisitor. And in that playthrough, I did include the previous DLC that they had released called The Jaws of Hakon. Well, they just recently released another story DLC for this game called Descent, which apparently has to do with going back into the deep roads and dealing with our old nemesis from Origins, the Darkspawn. And, well, as a dwarf, my Dwarven Inquisitor knows quite a bit of having to deal with the Darkspawn, since the dwarves have had a constant struggle with the Darkspawn in the deep roads for as long as they have been around. So this should be quite interesting from the perspective of my Dwarven Inquisitor. And of course, spoilers here about the ending of the main game. We no longer have Solus in our party, since he took off. We found out he was the Dread Wolf, and that he pretty much essentially killed, I'm guessing killed, Flemeth, who was also having the spirit of the elven goddess Mythal, which means he may have her power now. So the bottom line is, he's not in our party anymore. And I could have reloaded to say, before we did the final boss, to have him in our party to see what it's like. But I decided, forget about it. I'm sure this has to do with the deep roads and such. He may not lend as much as it would if we took him, since I took him to the elven temple. Some other people, on the other hand, I'm interested in taking. Now, as far as, but what about, having him in your party as your mage? Well, I have two other mages for that, and that's Dorian and Vivian, which means I'll probably be taking Dorian. Not that I don't like Vivian, but Dorian is just so much more hilarious. Just so funny. So yeah, so as you can see, it's up there at the top right, Disaster in the Deep Roads. So let's go ahead and examine this and see what is going on, so we can find out what to do about it. It's been a while since we've played this, and I'm glad to be going back into this. I think there have been a couple of updates since then, so. Disaster in the Deep Roads. The Inquisition has received an urgent request for aid from Orzammar. A subterranean earthquake has collapsed one of their lyrium mines and endangered several others.
You styled your hair that way for ages now, Leliana. Why don't we do something new with it?
I'm used to the way it is.
What about our commander?
He does something with his hair already.
Oh, it does look very nice today.
I don't...
You mean it just gets that way on its own?
Not entirely.
I've missed playing this game. Anyways, I was saying, has collapsed one of their lyrium mines and endangered several others. Even worse, tunnel seals preventing Darkspawn from overrunning the Dwarven-occupied deep roads have crumbled, allowing hordes of the enemy to invade. Orzammar is a key provider of the Inquisition's lyrium supplies, and as such, its security is a top priority. The earthquake opened a fissure in the Storm Coast Mountains, granting direct access from the surface to the threatened region underground. Constructing a mining lift at the fissure site will permit the Inquisition to transport forces directly to where Darkspawn fighting is fiercest. Alright. Inquisitor, the mining lift in the Stormcoast Mountains will be finished by the time you get here. Anyone going into the deep roads should dress accordingly. Don't skimp on the armor and bring the best weapons in Skyhold's arsenal. I also recommend packing plenty of dry rations. Most things down there will be looking to eat the Inquisition, not the other way around. Scout Harding. Venture forth. Alright, so let's see. For this, obviously we're going to take our girl Cassandra. So I can take Blackwall with me still, even though I told him that afterwards, once this was done, we would let him to the Grey Wardens. Which almost makes me want to take him, since this has, the Grey Wardens also have a lot to do with the deep roads. Iron Bull. Let me first take Dorian. Let's see. I'm tempted to take Varric, because he's a dwarf, but, I mean, I am a rogue, so there's really not necessarily a need. I'm also tempted to take both Cassandra and Blackwall. This is a tough decision for me. I definitely want to take Cassandra, and then either Varric or Blackwall. You know what? I think I'll take Varric because he may have something. You know, I'm anticipating there will be some commentary that he can provide regarding Dwarven culture and Orzammar that he'll be happy to voice his opinion on. So let's take our party here. And remember, Cassandra is now the new divine. She's now the divine of Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I played this game. Sorry, guys. But yeah, if you saw the end of my playthrough, it ended up being her, not Leliana or anyone else. Oh, whoa, visual bug there. So yeah, the Inquisitor and the new Divine are still together. They are a couple now. Celebrity couple. I'm sure you can just picture Thoreeks and Cassandra on the cover of, like, People magazine or Us Weekly or whatever one of those magazines are, and there's, like, gossip columns about their relationship. Great. An elevator right into the deep roads.
The workers are almost done building a lift to the deep roads. No darkspawn trouble yet, but the earthquakes have been brutal.
I was told to meet a Shaper Volta.
She's waiting below. You won't see an Orzammar dwarf on the surface. They have rules about that.
Yeah. Ooh, I can have him comment on that. Orzammar's living in the past because he's a dwarf. That's cool. Let's see. Tell me about the earthquakes.
How many quakes have there been since you arrived?
At least 3 big rumblers. And the aftershocks are nothing to sneeze at. My feet miss solid ground.
How are the lyrium mines?
Josephine's report mentioned several lyrium mines were damaged by the quakes.
You'll see what's left of this one on your way down. From what I hear, the other mines are barely holding together.
Alright. No darkspawn have surfaced yet?
So you haven't seen any darkspawn up here?
I sharpened my arrows just in case, but they never showed. I'm okay with that.
Orzammar is living in the past, although because I had Balin be king, they're kind of making the transition out of that, though.
You'd think with so many of us up here, they'd relax the restrictions.
If anything, this breach business has made them even more cautious.
Okay. You don't like Orzammar?
From your tone, I'd guess Orzammar isn't your favorite place.
Hard to say if I'd like it. Cloud gazers like us aren't allowed in the city.
Yep, that's right, I remember.
There are ways in. They just aren't advertised.
Yeah, remember, he was a smuggler. He knows the ways in and out.
The lift's ready for you.
Like, all possible ways in and out. To the surface and back to the deep roads in the city of Orzammar. Ran with the Carta.
Try not to shift around, and keep back from the edge. It's a long way down.
You don't say. Here we go.
This reminds me of a story.
Ooh, nice.
Shocking.
It's about an impossibly handsome dwarf and his friend who got crowned King of the Nug.
King of the
A
Nugs.
Nug King? Really?
It's not as good as it sounds. Nugs mostly just shit on the floor and roll in it. Welcome to the deep roads.
Is it me, or is this the slowest lift ever constructed?
It's better than climbing down.
I could do with some music. Something with a flute.
We should be wary of raw lyrium.
I'm more worried about finding darkspawn.
Neither is a pleasing prospect.
Welcome to the deep roads. Yup. I wish he had said that back in, we had met him in Origins and he had said that before we had that whole long quest to find the Anvil of the Void, because that's pretty much what I needed to hear was, welcome to the deep roads.
Horut, Magar,
Oh, wow.
Novrik, your names will not be forgotten.
The
You
Shaper?
must be Shaper Volta.
Yep.
Atrost Vala, Inquisitor.
Atrost Vala.
The Shaper welcomes you to the deep roads.
Why are you in the shadows? Oh. Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently PlayStation had to send me a notification there.
You look as though you're hiding from something.
As a citizen of Orzammar, even a glimpse of your sky could cost me my position and render me castless.
Gotta love real dwarves.
Yep. That's why my dwarven origins, Niximus, why he was like, you know what? Fine. You know, I love my city of Orzammar, but, this whole can't look at the sky, it's so ridiculous. The Shaper.
What does a Shaper do, exactly?
I know, but maybe he
We
doesn't.
chronicle the life and times of our people.
You're historians.
Also scholars and genealogists. Shapers preserve knowledge in the memories, an archive in Orzammar.
You would think that
We
Thorix would
record
know
memories
this.
in Lyrium to ensure they never fade. We must be meticulous in every detail.
Since he was
A
in an
difficult
Orzammar,
task.
you know, as part of the Carta, you know. How bad are the casualties?
How many dwarves have you lost?
More than we can count. The mining caste has suffered greatly. Our situation has worsened since we contacted Skyhold.
Uh-oh.
The quakes collapsed this mine and shattered a seal, keeping the Darkspawn at bay.
This kind of hits right at
The
home
Legion
for
of
me.
The dead hasn't been able to
You know,
mend
since
the
I live in the
broken
Bay
seal,
Area.
and we can't afford to lose any more lyrium.
Because, boy, you know, you want to talk about Earthquake Central. Why call upon the Inquisition?
Orzammar deals with Darkspawn all the time. Why request the Inquisition's help?
The Legion isn't prepared for this level of disaster.
The Legion of the
And
Dead.
the Grey Wardens haven't answered our calls for aid.
Well, the
Any
Grey
threat to
Wardens
the Grey
are,
Warden requires immediate response.
indisposed at the
Inquisition
moment.
is the only force we can rely upon.
Other than the ones that we have working with us. But yeah, the Grey Wardens are kind of rebuilding at the moment. Are the mines that important?
What will happen if we lose more lyrium mines?
The surface needs lyrium for all sorts of magic. The Inquisition more than most, I understand.
We do have mages
And
working with
Orzammar's
us, that's
economy
true.
relies on the lyrium trade. Without it, there will be chaos above and below.
I know about the Legion.
I've read about the Legion of the Dead. Dwarves who fight Darkspawn in service to Orzammar. They commit their lives to the cause and celebrate their own funerals before entering the deep roads.
No matter their sins in life, the Legion die noble deaths.
Mm-hmm. We're happy to help.
The Inquisition stands ready to aid Orzammar. Without a steady lyrium supply, things on the surface will get even worse.
Oh boy! Ah! And this is why you guys don't want to
Apologies
live
for
with the
pushing
sky.
I fear the damage that tremor caused. Follow me to the Legion camp.
You know, that doesn't happen if you have a sky above you. I mean, there's hail, but not giant boulders. Alright. It's been a while, guys, so give me a second here to kind of readjust myself to remembering the controls and everything. An unsent letter from a miner. Lord Gavorn. Oh, wait. I think I remember that name. Lord Gavorn. I shouldn't have to remind you of the mining cast's importance to Orzammar, but apparently not even the ancestors can say when you last visited the memories. The lyrium trade is the only reason our kingdom still stands. It is what keeps the king's coffers fat so that he may play a part in whatever little wars are raging on the surface. But lyrium is as dangerous as it is profitable. And when I write to you saying that earthquakes are threatening one of our more lucrative mines, I expect a faster response. Something unnatural is afoot. The shaft rats come out of their holes chanting nonsense. Even my own crew, men and women I've worked with since I was a child, claim to hear something in the tremors. I don't care who or what you send to help us. Just do it quickly. Miner or Ordell. Alright, so kind of reminding myself about, like, alright, so I've got these awesome daggers, awesome armor, pretty good accessories here. Same thing with my buddies here. He's got Hakon's Wisdom, or awesome staff. Mask of the Empress he still wears. He's all dressed up in his Sunday best. Cassandra, Blizzard, and Divine Seeker, very nice. Got the Firewalker Freezing Battlemaster coat, a pretty awesome armor set. Helm of the Dragon Hunter, yes. And Varric, Curse of Morak, and an awesome piece of armor I crafted that I decided to call Strider. And, of course, good old reliable Bianca. And I checked if any still had some points, and I put those, you know, in, you know, for any companions that still had ability
Your eyes
points.
open. These roads are dangerous.
So am I. Oh, I can claim this. I claim! Storm Coast Fisher. 6 landmarks, okay. Spindleweed. Ah, the deep roads. Good old Orzammar. How I've missed thee. We didn't really get to explore them that much other than that end of Chapter 1 bit in Dragon Age 2. And of course we had a bunch of that in Dragon Age Origins. Especially since I was a dwarf. Oh! An ogre! An ogre alpha!
I hate
oh!
the deep roads.
So do I, Varric.
It's not focused on us. Now's the time to attack.
Hey. Alright, so I got my special abilities here. Come on, guys, get him. Yeah.
Now, while it's distracted.
It's been quite a while since I fought an ogre. Oh, it's got Cassandra. To break the ogre's grab, use an ability with a physical effect such as stun, knockback, or knockdown. Okay. Come on, guys, we got him, we got him, we got him.
While it's distracted.
Alright, alright.
Now.
Alright, we got him, we got him, we got him. Yeah, we got you. Huh. We're in this together.
If I lost you.
Oh, Giant Slayer. Hold on a second. Defeat an Ogre Alpha. Oh, okay.
I'd never make it out of the deep roads.
I'm sure you would find a way.
Huh.
If the ogre reached this point, the Legion must be overwhelmed. Let us hurry.
I found a schematic. Hold on a second. Hold on. I found a dagger. It's unfortunately not as good as my other daggers. It looks awesome, though. My other daggers are better. And they've got runes equipped. So, oh well. Maybe I'll give that to Cole. And now, what was the ring I just got? Flanking damage. Maybe, what about Cassandra? Ability duration? Let's give that, hold on a second. What's the other ring? Oh, ability damage and ability duration. She's not about damage. She's more so about, tanking, so. There we go. Alright. Moving right along. It was just an Ogre Alpha. Nothing to, you know, keep us busy that much.
I will never get used to the stench of Darkspawn. They corrupt everything, even the air.
Oh boy.
That's the broken.
Sounds like a battle going on.
It is worse than I thought.
What's going on here? Oh, Darkspawn and some dwarves. I'm guessing that's the Legion of the Dead. Hold on, we're on our way.
Get those charges to the tunnels!
Oh, they're gonna... Woo! It's gonna blow! Oh boy. Uh-oh. They have reinforcements. Look at this guy.
Someone prime the sonic fuses!
I guess that means it's gonna be me. Get him, guys!
Hurry!
Can't set the charges with those bastards breathing down our necks!
Clear out the dark ball!
Why does this seem oddly familiar? Just slaughtering Darkspawn. Where have I done this before? Nah, you know what? I'll save that ability in case we get like run to a top boss or something. Oh, come on. Here we go, got him. Help get these archers. There we go. Whoa, I went too far. Ooh, nice. There he goes. Look at this biggin'.
Keep it up!
We got him, we got him, we got him.
The seal's clear! Prime the charges!
Activate. That's one.
Now, set the charges!
And that's two. Take cover. Take cover! Oh, we have a camp here. Nice. I'll set up camp there in a second. Hit the deck! Woo! Woo, man. Alright, now let's set up camp. Guess we're gonna get to meet this guy.
Inquisitor, meet Lieutenant Wren, a veteran of the 5th Flight and one of the Legion's finest commanders.
Someone paid her to say that. Appreciate the help, Inquisitor. Collapsing that seal bought us time. Blighters had the run of these tunnels for days. Now they have a roadblock.
He calls them blighters. Have you worked together long?
I get the impression you two have known each other a while.
Yeah. The Shaper had sent her to dig up some relics. Asked me to keep her out of trouble. That was 3 years ago.
Huh.
You can quit any time.
Not when we still have things to fight about.
Aww. You two.
How many deep roads are there? How deep do they go?
They'll take you from one side of Thetis to the other.
Yep.
If you have a death wish.
Yeah.
The roads once connected dwarven cities that were hundreds of miles apart.
Mm-hmm.
Then came the Darkspawn. Ren and I have been exploring this region, reclaiming it, but the work is slow.
Yep.
Mark the map, fight an army. Mark the map, fall in a hole. and so on.
Yep, pretty much. You know, you learn all this pretty much from Dragon Age Origins. I'm glad to help the Legion.
The Legion of the Dead has the Inquisition's full support.
That's the best news I've heard since the Quakes began. Actually, the only good news.
Yeah, it's usually pretty grim for the Legion. Another earthquake. Uh-oh.
Take cover!
You heard that, yes? The rhythm in the tremors? It's clearer, stronger, more insistent.
I hear it. Doesn't prove a thing.
What are you talking about? Doesn't prove
These
what?
quakes are not a natural disaster. They're deliberate. There's an intelligence behind them.
Huh. How can you know that?
How can an earthquake be caused deliberately?
We get plenty of natural tremors down here. These are different. She thinks she knows why.
I found an ancient text during an expedition with Ren last year. At the time, it was just a curiosity. But now... the text describes giant creatures, called Titans, living deep underground. They
Titans?
sing in the stone, shaping it. When these quakes began, I believe we heard that rhythm. I believe a Titan is causing all this destruction.
I wonder if it's a giant darkspawn. Ooh, I'll check that out in a second. Titans? Well, this is certainly new. I've never heard of them before.
I've never heard of Titans before. What else can you tell me about them?
The text I found predated the First Blight. Its pages had mostly rotted away. And there's no mention of the Titans in Orzamar's memories.
Which tells you something.
Maybe. What do you mean by the stone?
You speak of the stone like it's more than walls.
The stone is eternal. She was here before us, and remains after we die.
Yeah, it's kind of how
the stone
dwarves
isn't
talk.
your god.
We don't worship her, but we do respect and honor her.
The stone makes us strong, and we return that strength to her when we die. It's difficult to express in words.
But yeah, again, this is something you learn when you play as a dwarf in Origins. I don't hear a rhythm.
All I heard was an earthquake. How is it you and Ren hear a rhythm?
With respect, Inquisitor, you were born on the surface. You don't have our connection to the stone.
Shapers have great stone sense, and Volta's better than most. She never gets lost.
Huh. This is interesting, 'cause strange singing is never good.
Mysterious songs often lure people to their deaths, or to an archdemon.
This rhythm isn't a song, exactly. It sounds like air flowing through lungs.
Huh.
Air that can collapse a whole mine.
That sounds bad.
Dangerous then. But a magic unique to the deep roads might be worth investigating.
You may be onto something.
In my experience, no explanation is too strange to consider.
For all we know, that text you found was a bedtime story. We can't be sure until we find the source.
The rhythm I sense in the quakes is emanating from somewhere far below. The stone will lead us there.
And if it comes to a fight, that'll be our job. There's a lift at the side passage nearby. Ready when you are.
Another lift, huh? Great. Deep Roads Expedition Table. Oh, there's even a new operation there. Use the Expedition Table to complete unique Inquisition operations called Expeditions found in this area of the Deep Roads. Expeditions do not appear on the War Table in Skyhold. Ah, interesting. So there's a new table, huh? The Deep Roads, the Uncharted Abyss. Grand subterranean passageways once connected the Dwarven Empire's greatest hives, but Darkspawn have laid claim to this territory since the First Blight. A maze of long-forgotten caverns and tunnels winds down to the very heart of Thedas, awaiting the brave or foolish who would delve into the darkness. Let's see. There's only one here for Deep Roads. The Inquisition's efforts in the Deep Roads would greatly benefit from additional logistical support at the main Legion of the Dead camp. Additional crafting tables can be constructed and a quartermaster brought in to offer basic goods and services. Alright, Cullen can handle that. Ooh, Deep Roads Commander. Complete a mission at the expedition table in the Legion of the Dead camp. Ah. Okay, there we go. Doesn't look like there's anything else here. What about for the Uncharted Abyss? No, nothing yet. A lot more influence. Okay, so now we have more basic extra stuff here, like crafting tables and such. Ooh, here we go, crafting materials. So, I've heard there's new extra armors and different things you can get. Ooh, look at this, you can buy tier 4 materials like dragon webbing, dragon scales, dragon bone. All very helpful. Especially if you're wanting to get that trophy of crafting armor pieces from items that are just tier 4. So. Nothing there. Looks like that's just for materials. Let me sell that. As you can see, I've got various different crafting materials already. Alright. Let's see. Ah! There's a new letter here. When it's quiet. You guys know I love the dwarves in this franchise, so I'm always interested in their lore, and, you know, especially with the Deep Roads. Dearest Iora, this will never reach you. None of my letters will. But writing helps me cope with having joined the Legion. For all the death I have already seen, there are wonders down here, and I wish you could see them. When it's quiet, there are still hints of what the Deep Roads used to be. Right now, I'm sitting under the crumbling statue of a paragon. I asked Ansa if she knew who it was, but the face is cracked. I like to think it's Endrin's Stonehammer, or Morok the Maul, though I know you favor Asthis the Grey. Back home, I never cared about our history. Remember old Osteg shouting about Orzamar's former glory, naming Tigers he'd never visited and people he'd only read about? I laughed at him, but being down here, seeing what we've lost, these are more than roads, Iora. They connected our empire, let our culture flourish. The stone accepted us, and we lived and moved within her. Now we cling to her like someone drowning. Forgive me, all my letters end the same. Legionnaire Greg. Aww. Ooh. Oh, a schematic, and oh my gosh, look at those. 20 dragon bones, 20 scales, 20... wow. Oh, there's the lift. Okay. That was awesome. They just, like, gave me a bunch. Oh, and I can change my party there. It gave me a bunch of tier 4 crafting materials. I can rest. What does this have? Legion of the Dead armor and Nathua's armor. Nice, nice, nice. So that's a new schematic. Warrior only and dwarf trained only. So I would need a dwarven warrior, so I would have had to have been a warrior here, because I don't have a dwarven warrior in my party. I can modify armor, modify weapons. Here's the potions tables. Do I have any requisitions I can fill out? Nope. Can't do any of those. Craft weapons. Craft armor. Let's take a look at this. Let's see, Legion of the Dead armor. Here it is. So that's how it looks. That looks pretty awesome. But again, it's only meant for a dwarven warrior, which is not part of my group. So
it's true. The king involved a servicer.
We've lost so many. The Inquisitor's a welcome sight.
The Legion can handle Darkspawn. It's what we're born for. What we die for.
And the Tremors? Don't be stone blind, Yakar. This is beyond the Legion.
nice. Nice to hear there's a voice of reason here. Shape of Alta, stop walking away.
The Inquisition is on everyone's lips. Even the Assembly has taken an interest.
Is that
I'm
so?
told King Balin wished to meet you personally, but the Deshos talked him down.
Aww.
The earthquakes present too great a risk. When the previous king died, Orzammar nearly fell apart.
And then his brother showed up to help out. How do you become a Shaper?
How does one become a shaper of memories?
I was born with a keen stone sense. It caught the Shaper's attention, but my passion for history earned me the title. It was never really a choice.
Why was... Ooh, here's interesting. Why was House Kadash exiled?
House Kadash was exiled from Orzammar long before my time, but no one has ever told me why. Does the Shaper it know?
It's my understanding that your house tried to obtain information about a war golem during the First Blight.
Why would that warrant exile?
Their methods were considered offensive. House Kadash was feared long before it joined the Carta. I wish I could tell you more, but family histories are not my area of expertise.
Remember also that Shale from Dragon Age Origins, that golem friend of ours, she was also a part of House Kadash. She was a former female dwarf, and we found out about that when we went to Kadash Taig. So, how do you know the Titans exist?
You seem quite excited by the idea that these Titans may exist.
My connection to the stone allows me to hear it, but I can only listen. Titans can sing through the
Will you guys stop moving around?
Extraordinary.
Look at that! Look at
We
Cassandra!
call ourselves children of the stone. What does that make the Titans?
Cassandra, will you stop walking around in a circle? Look at that! Okay, hold on. This is driving me crazy.
Thanks for the insight,
We'll ask her about Orzammar in a
My
second.
pleasure.
I'm just like, stop
We'll
it.
speak another time.
Stop it. Stop walking in a circle. You can also talk to Lieutenant Wren.
These tomes were pristine before the deep roads.
There we go.
Shaper's Zeebor's going to kill me.
Let's talk about Orzammar.
What's life like in Orzammar?
I haven't lived in Orzammar for 3 years, but I receive updates. Is there anything in particular you'd like to know?
Do you miss it?
Do you miss living there?
I do sometimes. Particularly the easy access to a warm bath and clean clothes. But the importance of my work outweighs the comforts of the city.
Dwarven politics interest me.
How's the political climate in Orzammar?
There have been riots due to food shortages, but they will pass, I hope. I've no doubt some Deshers will try to use the situation for their own gain. But the king has a good hold over the assembly.
I wonder how different this would be if you had chosen the other king. Huh.
That's enough
Harrowmont.
about Orzammar.
If you had chosen King Harrowmont instead. But then again, I think Harrowmont would be dead at this point, so...
Thanks for the insight, Shaper.
My pleasure, Inquisitor.
We'll speak
Oh,
another
is
time.
that so? Well, it's my pleasure too. Lieutenant Wren.
I've been meaning to ask, Inquisitor. Skyhold, how does it... well... hold in the sky?
It's not in the sky, it's on a mountain.
The old fall into the sky routine.
Huh, Varric.
How do you keep it from floating away?
Varric.
It's built into a mountain.
Held by the stone, then.
Yeah. Oh, Varric, I'm so glad I brought him. You fought in the Blight?
Shaper Volta said you're a veteran of the Blight.
I was a wet-nosed recruit.
But you survived.
Swing your axe long enough, you're bound to hit something.
You must have racked up a few stories.
Maybe when this is all over, I'll have the time and ale to tell them.
Nice.
Most of Wren's stories end with decapitation.
I'm an efficient guy.
You and Valta seem close.
A historian and a soldier. That's an unlikely friendship.
What makes you think we're friends?
The bickering.
Fair enough.
That's usually a good sign.
Volta's got the stones of a silent sister. Doesn't mean I won't give her a hard time.
Huh. Let's talk about the Legion.
I'd like to know more about the Legion of the Dead.
The Legion's pretty straightforward. We keep the Darkspawn out of Orzammar, and we're sodding good at it. Becoming a Legionnaire is a lifelong oath, one that can't be broken. We celebrate our own funerals before coming to the deep roads. As far as our families in Orzammar are concerned, we're already dead. Hence the name.
Oh my gosh, I just realized whose voice that is. It took me a second, but then I started listening to his voice. Do you know who that is? That's David Hayter. the voice of Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. If you listen to him, he sounds like Solid Snake. That's kind of the voice he's doing. The Solid Snake voice. That's awesome. You can't return to Orzammar? Listen to how he talks.
That's quite the commitment.
It isn't a glamorous life. Every Legionnaire has their own reasons for joining.
That's Solid Snake.
From criminal to the Deep Lord with illusions of grandeur. All are accepted.
That's awesome. They got David Hayter to do this.
I had a responsibility.
He was also the male Jedi Knight in Star Wars The Old Republic, so I guess BioWare has been able to reel in David Hayter to do the voice for characters in their games now, since he's pretty much done doing Solid Snake, unless the whole thing with Metal Gear, Konami, and Kojima, unless that gets all fixed and they come out with more games involving Solid Snake, but they're kind of doing Big Boss now, so. Anyway, that was cool, realizing that that's, he was doing the Solid Snake voice. That's David Hayter, so. Alright, so got to learn quite a bit there, set up our camp down here. So we are in the Deep Roads, guys, and when we come back, we'll probably venture further, take the lift down into the Deep Roads, although I may take a look around, see if there's anything else in this area. So stay tuned.